Hey guys, welcome to God Stories. I am on episode 18, I think. But thank you for tuning in. I'm going to try to make this one quick. But I know what God wants me to say. It's a life lesson that really hit home this week. I wore I know this is probably backwards, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, Pancreatic Cancer Action Network Purple Stride t-shirt. Purple Stride from Chicago, 2016. And Wayne and I have this t-shirt, but Ivy doesn't. You get this t-shirt by showing up for a survivor's walk or a pancreatic cancer walk. In our case, it was a survivor's walk. And that's how you get this t-shirt. So we went to Chicago for this, and it was 2016, about this time that year, and it came up in my memories. And if you want to see the walk, man, there's so many people there. Go over to my personal Facebook page. I posted a little memory of it. It's got my brother in it. And my brother passed away from pancreatic cancer, and he obviously was awesome because I love him so much. And he's my only sibling, my brother. He was 10 years older than me, so he fathered me a little bit. And we lost our dad when I was 4, and he was almost 14, and lost my mom. So it was just he and I, and then I lost him. So it's just me. But anyways, we went to this Purple Stride walk. They have it every year. And Chuck was training hard for it. And training hard meant training hard to even be able to walk it. He had been diagnosed maybe a year before, but you know what? He was a survivor. He had a shirt on that said survivor. He went to the survivor's tent. He stood up there on the stage when they called the survivors up. It's a very small percentage, you guys. It's like 1% to 2% of people with pancreatic cancer are survivors. But my brother stood on that stage, and he was a survivor. That day was epic. That day was victory. That day felt great. That day was celebration. But Ivy wasn't there. Ivy wasn't there because she had a softball tournament, and she didn't want to let her team down, and she wanted to show up for that. And that's okay. It's okay. We didn't, we talked about it, and I think maybe the team was low on numbers. She wanted to go, but I think the team was low on numbers, and it may have been even her travel team. I'm not sure. I don't remember the circumstances, which leads to my point. We do remember that she missed that day. We barely remember the softball tournament or the details of it. So with this time, this COVID-19 time, where we're all home and realizing who's important and what is important, what is temporary and what is eternal, take the time to teach life lessons. This was one that came up in my memories, and every year I'm like, man, Ivy could have been there. Do you think anybody on that softball team thinks they even understood what she sacrificed for that? Or no. Your family is who loves you. I remember Dr. Gardner gave me some life advice about that. He would always say, doctor, on the day of your funeral, your best client's going to be across the street getting a rabies shot. So remember your family always. And I take that to heart. Now, I do love my clients, and I know they'll get along fine without me, and they'll miss me, but not like my family. You've got to recognize the importance of your family. And this is a good time because with the way she's a senior this year, the way that this has turned out, softball really doesn't matter. Like, man, now it seems like such a nothing. At the time, it was a hard decision, but always remember what's important. She hates she missed that. I hate she doesn't have this super cool t-shirt, which I hardly ever wear because I don't want anything to happen to it. The memories of that day, though, the memories of the day are what she doesn't have, and that's something you can't take away. And I was doing this in Ivy's room in front of her wall because the other thing, the life lesson, And I think Ivy's learned this at such a young age because of her walk with God and she's my spiritual mentor, you guys, I'm not going to lie. She's my 17-year-old daughter, senior in high school, but she's gone through a lot. And one of them's losing one of her very best friends, Reed, who had brain cancer. And I'm doing this in front of her memory wall. She's got a lot of pictures up. She's so sentimental. She's so precious. But you can see that's Reed. And this memory wall is not full of all these recent pictures and cool things she did. It's full of her heart. And her heart is, let me show you this picture. Reed. Reed. There's St. Jude. There's just, she's also got some other pictures. There's some pictures of Jackson down here. But I just wanted to make my point, drive it home, that, man, the things that are important, really step back and take a look, because it's maybe not what you think it's going to be, especially when you're young. It's not what you think it's going to be. It's your family, and it's the people that drive you the most crazy, and it's the ones that get the most mad at you. So whether those, in our case, since I've kind of lost my family, I have people that have stepped in. God sends people to fill roles. I've got friends that are like family to me. And, those are the people that matter. So just a quick life lesson on our God story today. I'm still, my hair's still even wet. I just knew God wanted me to tell y'all this, and I hopped on here to do it. And just love your family. Remember what's temporary, what's eternal, and use this time, this weird quarantine time, to teach your kids what's important. Thanks for listening.